Listen to me. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is comfort, excuses, and weakness. The other path is discipline, hunger, and power. The truth is, once you choose the second path, nothing can stop you after this. You see, the world is full of people waiting for permission, waiting for opportunities, waiting for someone to save them. But that's not you. You don't wait. You create. You don't beg, you earn. You don't stop. You push forward, no matter the pain, no matter the struggle. The difference between success and failure is not talent, not luck, not connections. It's the will to keep going when everything around you tells you to quit. When the alarm rings and your body says stay in bed, you get up anyway. When people laugh at your dreams, you use it as fuel. When life slams the door in your face, you break it down. There is a moment in everyone's journey when they decide, truly decide, that they will not be stopped. That decision is a weapon more powerful than fear, more powerful than doubt, more powerful than failure itself. Once you lock into that mindset, there is no obstacle that can hold you. So burn the excuses. Destroy the fear. Push through the pain. Because once you've chosen to fight with everything you have, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you after this. Discipline over comfort is the ultimate dividing line between those who dream and those who achieve. Every single day, life puts in front of you two choices: the easy way that gives you instant satisfaction, or the hard way that forges greatness. Comfort will always whisper in your ear, telling you to take it easy, telling you that you deserve to rest, telling you that tomorrow is another day. But discipline cuts through that noise like a blade. Discipline is waking up when the alarm goes off, even though every muscle in your body screams to stay in bed. Discipline is lacing up your shoes and going for the run when the weather is cold, when the rain is falling, when the excuses are lined up waiting for you. Discipline is sitting down to study, to train, to build, to work when nobody is watching and nobody is clapping. Comfort makes you soft. Discipline makes you unbreakable. When you choose discipline over comfort, you are not just choosing a single action, you are shaping your entire identity. You are saying to yourself and to the world that you will not be controlled by feelings, by moods, by laziness, or by fear. Feelings come and go, but discipline builds a foundation. Comfort gives you pleasure for a moment, but discipline gives you pride for a lifetime. It is easy to sit on the couch and watch hours slip away, but it is hard to stay consistent, to keep grinding, to build habits that make you unstoppable. That hardness is where the transformation begins. You train your mind and body to obey your goals instead of your emotions. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom, because it frees you from being a slave to your weaknesses. Every champion, every leader, every person who ever stood out in this world made the same choice: discipline over comfort. They sacrificed nights of sleep, they gave up distractions, they ignored the noise because they understood one truth. Comfort never built strength, comfort never built character, comfort never built legacy. Discipline, on the other hand, forges the kind of strength that nothing can shake. Every repetition you do when you don't feel like it, every hour you spend improving when nobody notices, every sacrifice you make for a vision that nobody believes in, that is discipline molding you into something beyond ordinary. Comfort never changes you, but discipline transforms you into someone unrecognizable to your old self-discipline is also contagious. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it is hard. It feels like you are fighting against yourself. But over time, what was once hard becomes normal, and what was once normal becomes easy. Soon, the discipline you applied in one area of life spreads into every area. You start eating better, you start managing your time better, you start treating your body and your mind like weapons instead of toys. People around you notice, they feel the energy, they see the difference, and they cannot deny the results. Discipline earns respect because people know it is rare. Comfort is common, but discipline is uncommon, and that is why it sets you apart. Comfort tells you to quit when things get tough. Discipline tells you to push through. Comfort tells you to celebrate too early. Discipline tells you to keep going until the job is done. Comfort tells you to play small, discipline tells you to dominate. Comfort is the voice of weakness, discipline is the voice of greatness. Every time you silence comfort with discipline, you win a small battle, and those small battles stack up into unstoppable momentum. Momentum is the force that carries you forward even when motivation fades. Motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that never goes out. There will be days when comfort feels like the only option, when you are tired, when you are beaten down, when life throws challenges at you that make quitting seem reasonable. But this is the exact moment where discipline must rise. It is in those dark hours when no one is watching that true character is forged. Discipline is not built when everything is easy. It is built when everything is against you. Every setback is a test. Every failure is an opportunity to choose discipline over comfort again. And every time you choose discipline, you are rewriting your destiny. Comfort creates regret. Discipline creates results. If you want to know who you will be in the future, look at the choices you are making today. If you choose comfort today, you will be weaker tomorrow. If you choose discipline today, you will be stronger tomorrow. It is a simple equation, but it demands everything from you. Comfort costs nothing in the moment, but takes everything from you in the end. Discipline costs everything in the moment, but gives you everything in the end. The truth is, comfort will lie to you, telling you that you have time, telling you that you can wait, telling you that tomorrow will be better. But discipline tells you the real truth, that time is running, that opportunities don't wait, that if you don't take action now, you will never get them back. Discipline over comfort is the difference between living as a passenger in your own life or as the driver. You cannot control the world. You cannot control circumstances, but you can always control your choices. Comfort is choosing to surrender control. Discipline is choosing to seize it. That control is where power comes from. Power to shape your body, power to sharpen your mind, power to create success, power to build a life you will not regret. Discipline is painful in the short term, but regret is unbearable in the long term. Pain of discipline weighs ounces, pain of regret weighs tons. Choosing discipline over comfort is choosing future victory over present weakness. That is why discipline is not just a habit, it is a way of life, it is a weapon. It is the key that unlocks the greatness buried inside you. Turn doubt into fuel, because doubt will always exist. Doubt will come from outside voices, people who tell you that you are not good enough, that your dream is impossible, that you are wasting your time. Doubt will come from inside your own mind, whispering in moments of weakness that maybe they are right, maybe you are not strong enough, maybe you should give up. But doubt is not a signal to stop. Doubt is a signal to rise. The most powerful people are not those who never faced doubt. They are the ones who turned every ounce of doubt into fire, into energy, into motivation to prove every single voice wrong. Doubt is raw energy, and energy is neutral. You decide whether it destroys you or drives you when someone tells you that you can't do something. You have two choices. You can believe them, let their words plant seeds of fear inside your mind, and slowly allow those seeds to grow into chains that hold you back. Or you can use their doubt as fuel, as gasoline poured on the fire of your determination. Every time they laugh, every time they mock, every time they doubt, you have the opportunity to take that negativity and convert it into relentless drive. You take their disbelief and you turn it into proof, proof that you are capable, proof that you will not be stopped, proof that their opinions mean nothing compared to your actions. The truth is, doubt from others often reflects their own limitations, not yours. People project their fears, their failures, their excuses onto you. They couldn't do it, so they believe you can't either. They quit, so they want you to quit. They chose comfort, so they want you to choose it too. But you are not them. You are not defined by their fears. You are not limited by their weakness. When they doubt you, they are revealing their own ceiling, not yours. That is why you must take their doubt and transform it into the steel that builds your foundation. Every insult, every rejection, every time they said you can't, let it echo in your mind and use it as a reminder to go harder, push further, and prove them wrong. Internal doubt is even more dangerous than external doubt because it comes from within. It is your own voice telling you that you are not ready, that you are not worthy, that failure is inevitable. But internal doubt can also be converted into power. When that voice speaks, it is giving you a challenge, and challenges are opportunities to grow stronger. Instead of running from self-doubt, confront it head on. Ask yourself why you feel it, what weakness it is exposing, and then use it as a map to your next step of growth. If you doubt your strength, train harder. If you doubt your skill, practice more. If you doubt your discipline, build habits that destroy excuses. Doubt does not have to be a wall. It can be a guidepost showing you where to improve. Think about the most iconic stories of success. Behind every victory, there were voices of doubt. Behind every achievement, there were people saying it was impossible. Behind every dream that became reality, there were countless moments when failure seemed certain. The common thread is not that these people ignored doubt, it is that they embraced it, they took it personally, they allowed it to fuel an unstoppable work ethic. They let doubt light a fire so strong that no rejection, no obstacle, no failure could extinguish it. That same energy is available to you. If you choose to see doubt not as an enemy, but as a gift, fuel is only powerful when it is used. Doubt can light you up, or it can burn you down. If you sit still and let it eat you from the inside, it will destroy your confidence. It will poison your dreams. It will kill your potential. But if you take it and channel it into action, into work, into relentless forward motion, it becomes unstoppable. Every repetition, every late night, every early morning, every extra step becomes charged with the energy of doubt turned into determination. You don't just train your body or sharpen your mind. You weaponize every negative word, every insecure thought, until nothing can stop you because you have transformed doubt into pure drive. Doubt is loud in the beginning, but as you work, as you grind, as you rack up small wins, its voice gets quieter. The more action you take, the more evidence you create that you are capable, the weaker doubt becomes. But don't let it vanish completely, because doubt will always try to return, and when it does, welcome it again, feed it into your fire again. Doubt keeps you sharp, it keeps you hungry, it keeps you aware that there is still work to do. Overconfidence can make you lazy, but controlled doubt can make you powerful. The key is not to eliminate doubt, but to master it, to own it, to make it serve you instead of breaking you. There will be people who see you succeed and still doubt you. They will say you were lucky. They will say it won't last. They will move the goalposts and claim your victory is not enough. Do not waste time arguing with them. Let their words become background noise while you continue to build. Let their doubt fuel your next achievement, your next victory, your next breakthrough, because doubt never ends, but neither does growth. As long as you keep turning doubt into fuel, you will never run out of energy. You will never run out of reasons to fight. You will never run out of fire inside you every time you choose to use doubt as fuel. You take control of your destiny. You are no longer at the mercy of other people's opinions, no longer a prisoner of your own insecurities. You become the kind of person who thrives on pressure, who grows stronger when underestimated, who rises when pushed down. Doubt stops being an obstacle and becomes an advantage, because while others let it break them, you let it make you. Doubt is inevitable, but how you respond is everything. The more you use it, the more unstoppable you become. Break through every obstacle, because obstacles are not signs to turn back. They are tests designed to see how badly you want it. Life will place barriers in your path, some small and some massive, and most people stop when they hit them. They see a wall and convince themselves it's the end, but the truth is, the wall is there to be climbed, broken, or destroyed. Every obstacle carries within it an opportunity, an invitation to rise to a higher level. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the absence of obstacles, but the refusal to let obstacles define the outcome. Every challenge you face has a solution. Every setback has a lesson. Every roadblock has a way through if you are willing to pay the price in effort, focus, and persistence when you hit an obstacle. Your first instinct might be frustration or fear. That's normal, but what matters is what you do after that initial reaction. Some people surrender, but the ones who achieve greatness adjust, adapt, and attack again. They don't run from the obstacle, they go directly into it, knowing that each time they confront adversity, they grow stronger. Muscles are built by resistance, and character is built the same way. Without resistance, you don't grow. Without obstacles, you don't evolve. Every barrier you overcome hardens your willpower, sharpens your focus, and fuels your hunger for more. Obstacles are not in the way, they are the way. Obstacles come in many forms. Sometimes they are physical, like lack of resources, lack of money, lack of opportunity. Sometimes they are mental, like fear, doubt, or hesitation. Sometimes they are external, like people standing in your way, systems that seem unfair, or circumstances you cannot control. But no matter the form, the principle remains the same: breakthrough. If you lack resources, you find creativity. If you lack experience, you put in the work. If you face people who doubt you, you silence them with action. If fear is the obstacle, you confront it by moving forward anyway. There is no obstacle that cannot be beaten with persistence, adaptation, and the relentless belief that you will not stop until it is done. There will be times when the obstacle feels impossible, like a mountain too tall to climb. But mountains are conquered one step at a time. Break the obstacle down, focus on the part in front of you, and keep moving. Consistent progress, even when small, will eventually break the biggest barrier. Momentum is your ally. Every small action chips away at the wall, and eventually cracks form, the structure weakens, and the obstacle falls. What once looked immovable becomes another victory in your story. The key is to keep moving forward no matter how slow, because stillness feeds the obstacle and motion destroys it. Obstacles are also teachers. Every time you fail to break one, you learn something about yourself, your strategy, or your weaknesses. That knowledge is priceless because it equips you to come back stronger. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success, and obstacles are the classroom where you are taught lessons no book can give you. The pain of hitting a wall is temporary, but the wisdom you gain from analyzing it lasts forever. Every setback is feedback, every obstacle is information, and if you use that information, the same wall that once stopped you becomes the foundation of your next break. Through the people who achieve the impossible are not those who never encountered obstacles, but those who refused to quit when the obstacles stacked up. They were told no, they were rejected, they were knocked down, and every time they stood up again. Persistence is the weapon that breaks through any wall. An obstacle can stop a lazy person, it can stop a weak person, it can stop someone who only wants things when they are easy, but it cannot stop the relentless. It cannot stop the disciplined. It cannot stop the one who refuses to stay down. Persistence wears down resistance, and eventually the obstacle has no choice but to fall. Obstacles also reveal who you are. When things are smooth, everyone can look strong, everyone can act motivated, everyone can talk about success. But when real barriers appear, when life hits you hard, that is when your true character is exposed. Do you break, or do you push back harder? Do you complain, or do you create solutions? Do you surrender, or do you fight until you find a way through? The answers to these questions are revealed only in the face of obstacles. That is why they are valuable, because they strip away the illusion and force you to show your real self. Each time you choose to break through, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. The mindset you bring to obstacles determines the outcome. If you see them as dead ends, you stop. If you see them as opportunities, you grow. Your perception shapes your action, and your action shapes your results. Train your mind to see obstacles not as problems, but as chances to sharpen your edge. Every time you face resistance, you are leveling up. Every time you conquer a barrier, you unlock a new version of yourself that is tougher, smarter, and more capable than before. This mindset turns obstacles into fuel, and once you learn to thrive on that fuel, nothing can hold you back. Remember that obstacles are temporary, but your response to them is permanent. The wall will eventually crumble, but the lessons, the strength, the resilience you build in breaking through will stay with you forever. Obstacles come and go, but the power you develop from facing them makes you unstoppable in the long run. Life will always throw challenges in your path, but with the right mindset, every obstacle becomes proof of your strength. Every barrier becomes evidence of your persistence. Every setback becomes a step forward in disguise. Break through every obstacle, because obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to make you stronger. Decide to never quit, because quitting is the only true defeat. As long as you keep moving forward, no matter how slow, no matter how painful, you are still in the fight. The moment you decide to quit, everything ends. Dreams vanish, potential dies, and all the sacrifices you made up to that point are wasted. The power of a decision is stronger than any circumstance. When you truly decide that quitting is no longer an option, you eliminate hesitation, you silence doubt, and you forge a path where there seems to be none. The decision itself becomes a weapon, because once your mind is locked in, the body will follow, and your actions will bend reality to your will. There are countless people with talent, intelligence, and opportunity who never achieve greatness because they quit when things got hard. Talent will get you started, but persistence will take you across the finish line. Natural ability is nothing without resilience, and intelligence is wasted without consistency. The decision to never quit levels the playing field, because no obstacle, no setback, no rejection can defeat someone who refuses to stop. You might get knocked down, but you rise again. You might fail, but you learn and attack from a new angle. You might lose battles, but you will never lose the war because you chose to keep fighting. Quitting guarantees failure. Persistence guarantees progress. Making the decision to never quit requires burning the escape routes. Too often, people keep a backup plan, a safety net, a way out when the road gets hard. But those escape routes weaken your commitment, because in the back of your mind you always know quitting is an option. When you remove that option, you unleash a level of focus and determination that cannot be matched. You force yourself to find solutions because there is no alternative. You dig deeper, push harder, and create results because you cannot accept defeat. That kind of commitment transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. History is filled with examples of individuals who succeeded not because they were the smartest or the strongest, but because they refused to quit. Every challenge will test your decision. Life will throw setbacks designed to make you doubt, obstacles that seem too heavy, failures that sting so badly you want to walk away. This is where the decision matters most. If you leave it up to feelings, you will quit, because feelings are temporary and fragile. But a true decision goes beyond emotion. It is a promise to yourself that no matter what happens, you will not stop. When everyone else gives up, you keep going. When everyone else decides it is too much, you push through. That decision separates the weak from the strong, the pretenders from the committed, the dreamers from the doers. Quitting might feel like relief in the moment, but it leads to regret in the long run. That regret never leaves. You will remember the times you walked away, the opportunities you let slip, the dreams you abandoned. Regret weighs heavier than any pain of persistence. On the other hand, when you decide to never quit, every hardship, every struggle, every sacrifice becomes fuel for pride. You will look back and know that you endured, that you stayed in the fight, that you honored your word to yourself. That pride is worth more than any temporary comfort quitting could ever bring. You carry it with you for life, and it shapes your identity as someone who cannot be broken. The world will test your decision in ways you cannot predict. You will lose people, you will face rejection, you will encounter unfair situations, and you will deal with failures that feel like the end. But each of these moments is an opportunity to prove your decision is real. Anyone can keep going when the sun is shining and everything is smooth. The ones who succeed are the ones who keep going when it's storming, when they are exhausted, when everything in them wants to quit. These are the crucibles that forge greatness, and only those who decided beforehand that quitting is not an option will survive them. Success is not about avoiding the storm, it is about continuing to march through it. When others turn back, the decision to never quit also inspires others. People are watching, whether you realize it or not. They see your struggle, they see your fight, and when you refuse to quit, it gives them strength. Your persistence becomes a beacon, showing others that it is possible to keep going. Quitting affects more than just you. It affects everyone who believes in you, everyone who looks to you for inspiration, everyone who draws strength from your example. By deciding to never quit, you not only build yourself, you also light the path for others. You prove through action that endurance is possible, that resilience is real, and that greatness is earned by those who refuse to stop. There will always be voices in your head telling you to quit. They will sound logical, they will sound reasonable, they will try to convince you that walking away is smart. Those voices are lies. They are the language of weakness, the echo of fear, the whispers of comfort trying to reclaim control. But when you have truly decided, those voices lose their power. You acknowledge them, but you do not obey them. You hear them, but you act against them. Your decision overrides emotion, overrides logic, overrides every excuse. That is the power of a real decision. It commands action regardless of how you feel in the moment. The longer you stick to the decision of never quitting, the stronger you become. Every time you push through when you want to stop, you build mental toughness. Every time you rise after falling, you reinforce resilience. Every time you endure when others give up, you strengthen your spirit. This compounding effect turns you into someone unrecognizable from the person who started. The same struggles that once threatened to break you become insignificant compared to the strength you've developed. The decision to never quit is not just about one goal or one moment. It is about transforming who you are into someone who is unshakable, unstoppable, and unyielding. Decide to never quit. Because once that decision is made, you take control of your destiny. Obstacles no longer have the power to defeat you. Failures no longer have the power to define you, and circumstances no longer have the power to control you. You become the kind of person who outlasts the storm, who keeps going when the world tells you to stop, who eventually achieves victory simply because you refuse to stop trying. Nothing is stronger than your will, because willpower is the engine that drives everything else. Strength can fade, resources can run out, skills can be doubted, but the human will, once fully awakened and committed, becomes a force that cannot be measured. It is the invisible weapon that has carried people through wars, through hunger, through pain, through rejection, and through endless setbacks. Will is what keeps you moving when your body is broken, when your mind is exhausted, when your circumstances look impossible. It is the decision to push one more step, to fight one more round, to keep breathing when everything in you screams to give up. Nothing in this world has toppled more barriers, created more breakthroughs, and achieved more victories than the raw, relentless power of human will. Your will is not something you are born with fully developed. It is something you build and strengthen through choice and action. Every time you choose to persist instead of quitting, your will grows stronger. Every time you silence the voice of excuses and act anyway, your will expands. Every time you take control of your actions instead of surrendering to comfort, your will is sharpened into a weapon. Just like a muscle, the will must be exercised, challenged, tested, and forced to grow under pressure. And just like a muscle, the more you train it, the more powerful it becomes. People with unbreakable wills are not born. They are forged through battles, struggles, and the discipline of refusing to stop. The world respects willpower because it is rare. Most people break at the first sign of real resistance. They set goals but abandon them when it becomes uncomfortable. They talk about dreams but walk away when they realize the price that must be paid. That is why willpower stands out. It is proof that you are different, that you are willing to endure what others refuse to face. Willpower is not about having no fear, it is about acting in spite of fear. It is not about having no weakness, it is about conquering weakness through persistence. It is not about avoiding pain, it is about embracing pain and moving forward anyway. When people see someone with an indomitable will, they cannot deny the force of it, because it defies logic, it defies odds, it defies limitations. Your will is stronger than failure, because failure is temporary but will is permanent. Failure can knock you down but will makes you rise again. Failure can close a door but will makes you break another open. Failure can delay your progress but will ensures that delay never becomes defeat. Every person who achieved greatness failed countless times, but there will never allow those failures to become the end of the story. Will transforms failure into fuel, rejection into resilience, and pain into power. Without will, failure destroys you. With will, failure builds you. That is the difference, and that is why nothing is stronger than your will. Your will is stronger than circumstances. People are born into different conditions, some with wealth, some with poverty, some with opportunity, some with disadvantage. But history is filled with examples of individuals who came from nothing and rose to greatness because they would not accept the limits of their circumstances. Circumstances are not destiny, they are challenges. Willpower takes circumstances and bends them. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. It turns scarcity into creativity. It turns struggle into motivation. A person with will does not wait for perfect conditions. They create opportunities in the middle of chaos. Circumstances may explain where you start, but they never decide where you finish. If your will is unbreakable, your will is stronger than pain. Pain is a universal barrier that stops most people. Physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. These are the forces that convince people to quit. But willpower has the unique ability to endure pain, to carry you beyond what you thought possible. Athletes push past the limits of their bodies because of willpower. Survivors endure unthinkable suffering because of willpower. Leaders face betrayal, failure, and pressure, yet stand tall because of willpower. Pain is temporary, but will makes you outlast it. Once you understand that pain cannot defeat a strong will, you become unstoppable, because there is nothing left that can hold you back. Your will is stronger than time. Time wears people down, it makes them impatient, it convinces them to quit because the reward has not come fast enough. But willpower has the endurance to keep going for years, to stay consistent when progress is invisible, to trust the process when results seem far away. Most people give up not because they can't achieve something, but because they don't see results quickly. A strong will refuses to give in to impatience. It keeps working, keeps pushing, keeps believing long after everyone else has quit. And because time eventually rewards persistence, those with the strongest wills always rise, always achieve, always prove that nothing can stop someone who refuses to stop. Your will is stronger than fear. Fear paralyzes most people, convincing them to stay safe, to stay small, to stay comfortable. But willpower overrides fear. It says, yes, I am afraid, but I will act anyway. It says, yes, the risk is high, but the reward is greater. It says, yes, the unknown is terrifying, but I will step forward regardless. Fear loses its power when confronted by will. Fear only controls those who obey it, and willpower ensures that you move in spite of it. The greatest breakthroughs in life happen when fear is present but ignored. And only a strong will allows you to push through that invisible barrier. Your will is the one thing that cannot be taken from you unless you surrender it. Money can be taken, possessions can be lost, people can betray you, opportunities can disappear, but your will is yours alone. It lives inside you, it is yours to control, and as long as you hold on to it, nothing can completely defeat you. Even in your lowest moments, even when you have nothing left, your will remains. That is why those who rely on it become unstoppable. They may be beaten down but not broken. They may be delayed but not destroyed. They may be challenged but never conquered. Willpower is the root of resilience, and resilience is the key to survival, growth, and victory. Every great achievement in history has been powered by will. The will to explore uncharted lands, the will to invent what others thought impossible, the will to fight against injustice, the will to stand when standing seemed hopeless. Behind every story of greatness lies the decision of a human being who refused to bow, refused to surrender, refused to let go of their will. This truth is timeless. Nothing is stronger than your will because it outlasts strength, it outlasts talent, it outlasts circumstance, and it outlasts failure. Once you unleash the full force of your will, there is nothing left in the world that can stand in your way.